Yo, I did this. Told my he want receipts. Let's start with your mother. Your mother got the receipts. Everything is in your mother's name. That's the one who got the receipts.
This shit is like an African chant. Ain't no more team. What the f Puffy doing? I'm gonna have a drink to forget about it.
If this place go up in flames right now, the only mother that will survive is that. He said he a shepherd for the devil. He said, I don't even feel comfortable being here now after that shit that I saw that happened with Father MC.
Y'all be getting tattoos and have no idea what it is you're putting on your body, okay? Anyway, look who Diddy has on his back. And ask yourself, do you think, y'all know we're going into year 8, this, the age of Aquarius where everything is being revealed. Do you think she's gonna let this slide?
So it looks like Mase is finally ready to talk about what he witnessed behind the scenes at Diddy's freak-offs. Mase is now spilling the whole tea on the dark side of Bad Boy, and child is giving spiritual warfare. From Mase to Loon, Shine, Craig Mack, so many of Diddy's former artists either found religion or straight up ran for their lives after what they witnessed at those so-called parties. And some of them, sadly, didn't even make it out alive. Now, we're talking about beyond just industry drama. These men were saying they saw things that were so dark, so twisted, that the only way they could escape was by turning to religion. Mase was one of the first to get out and reinvent himself as a pastor. Loon converted to Islam. Craig Mack, rest his soul, joined a sketchy Christian cult before his untimely death. And it's not just a coincidence. Turns out that what went down at those freak-off parties was borderline demonic, with some blind items circulating that Diddy wasn't just getting freaky and forcing people on each other, but there's also talk of some type of rituals and actual animal sacrifices. Allegedly. I know it sounds out there, but can we really put anything past Diddy at this point? So what exactly did Mase reveal about those freak-offs Diddy allegedly forced him into? What was it that Mase witnessed that was so dark that he had to become a whole pastor to deal with all that darkness? Let's break it down.
A lot of the songs, I came to Puff with those songs.
Done.
People, they never give me credit for that. All my awards went to Puff.
So to give you some context first, Mase and Diddy's beef is one of the longest, messiest sagas in hip-hop history. Now rewind back to the mid-90s when Mase first linked up with Diddy. Puff saw Mase perform and was so impressed that he signed him on the spot. Mase dropped 3 albums under Bad Boy, and after Biggie's tragic death in '97, it's rumored that Mase basically became Diddy's main ghostwriter, not just for Puff, but for a lot of the label's artists. By the time Mase dropped his second album in '99, he was over it. He had seen too much, done too much, and was straight up disillusioned with the industry. That same year, he shocked everybody by announcing his retirement, saying he had a higher calling from God.
And the real reason why I decided to start rapping, I just wanted to better my life. I wanted to do something better for my life. Not all the time money is the best thing for your life. Like, I look at a lot of people that's rich, and I've seen a lot of women that's rich, and I'm yet to really see a happy, rich person, like deep down in their heart, really happy.
So after leaving the rap game, Mase didn't just dip. He actually became an ordained minister. But you know, the music bug never really left him, so he made a couple of comebacks. First, in 2004, he dropped the album Welcome Back, trying to balance his pastor life with hip-hop. Then in 2009, he came back again with Double Up. But that same year, Mase pulled one of the wildest moves ever. He ran up on Diddy live during a radio show and handed him some paperwork demanding to finally be released from Bad Boy.
We get it.
So when Mase pulled up on Diddy with those papers, Diddy did sign them, but it was only a half win for Mase. The deal just let him feature on other people's tracks, but he was still stuck under Bad Boy's control. Fast forward to 2012, and Mase finally announced he was officially free from that Bad Boy contract. But even then, the drama wasn't over. Mase kept airing out his issues with Diddy, especially when it came to publishing rights. Then in 2020, things really hit the fan. Mase dropped a bombshell on IG, accusing Diddy of refusing to sell him his publishing rights, even though Mase offered $2 million million, way more than the $20K advance he originally got. And while that post was deleted real quick, the damage was already done. Mase wrote, "I offered you $2 million in cash just a few days ago to sell me back my publishing. As his biggest artist alive that always show you respect for you giving me an opportunity at 19 years old. Your response was, if I can match what the European guy offered him, that would be the only way I can get it back. Or else I can wait until I'm 50 years old and it will revert back to me from when I was 19 years old. You bought it for about $20K and I offered you $2 million in cash. This is not black excellence at all." Now, of course, Diddy denied all this and claimed he didn't owe Mase a thing.
My name is Diddy, Sean Combs. I never took nothing from nobody a day in my life. The Mase thing, I did one album with Mase. One album. How much money do you think I owe this guy? One album? And then he became a fake pastor and went and conned people.
Now fast forward to September 2023, and out of nowhere, Diddy decided to give back the publishing rights to Mase and a bunch of other bad boy artists. But looking back, it's obvious that Diddy giving back those publishing rights was just a PR stunt, because just a few weeks later, Cassie dropped that lawsuit against him, and we all know how that ended. Now in the same month, Diddy was out here publicly saying he and Mase had squashed the beef and were like brothers now.
Giving back the publishing fix any damaged relationships that you might have had with
I wasn't. There's so many misconceptions that people think they know what's going on. I didn't have no problems with people. Mase.
I think the main one was Mase.
Yeah. The major with me and Mase, we brothers. And Mase, I got unconditional love for Mase. So me and Mase, I don't know if me and Mase stop arguing now or something like that. But I'ma still love Mase. Yeah. I give him thanks for really helping to really launch my career as an artist, and was there with me from the beginning and stuff like that. But when you're like in a group with somebody, you know what I'm saying, you're tied together for life, you'll have your brotherly ups and downs. But I always love Mase, always give thanks to Mase, and me and Mase, we also got, spoke and was just like, had a real conversation. Because I think even though if I didn't agree with Mase, he was a catalyst for me to look from within, you know what I'm saying?
But let's be real. There's no way Mase is ever gonna see Diddy as his brother. And honestly, who can blame him? It's hard to be cool with someone who basically robbed you of your legacy for years. Mase has said it himself. If people really knew how much he contributed to Bad Boy's golden era, they'd see him way differently.
At one time, I told Puff, if you want me to go with you anywhere, I need you to go up to the station and I need you to apologize for some of the things you said, because when you put a perception out there about me, that perception don't go away. So then I'm standing by you dancing. I'm saying when Biggie passed away, right, and the company is in ambiguity and everybody is lost and in shambles, it was my pen that made Bad Boy rise to the occasion. It was my style, to the point you think I was following Puff. And that was my style. I'm being number two on my own intelligence. That's a team play.
I feel like that line really bothered you.
What?
You number two in your own videos.
No, not really.
Because I don't know.
I wore number 2 and 22.
Okay.
And when I wore it 2, to me it means second to nobody.
Okay, I get it.
Yeah.
So what what would you want if you could like what do you want your legacy to be? What do you?
That's why I'm rapping after the song, because I want my legacy to be cleared up. Because I think if you just go on bars alone and songs, like if you say how many rappers you know was songwriter of the year, hands down, how many you know? You couldn't name on 2 hands. So how do you discredit all that because you give all the credit to this person and then the jokes from this person? And like I told another guy from another station, I won't say it on your station because I know, but I said, a lot of the ways you look at me was because of how somebody else told you about me.
But this whole conflict over publishing rights and Mase's contribution to Bad Boy is just one part of the story. We also need to talk about those long-standing rumors that Diddy tried to force all his artists into freak-offs, and what these artists witnessed at Diddy's parties was apparently so sick and twisted that it made them run for their lives and find escape in religion. And one of the first ones to sound the alarm about this was actually 50 Cent. A few years back, 50 posted a bunch of photos of former Bad Boy artists and talked about how they all either found God or met untimely ends after dancing with the devil. 50 first shared a photo of G-Dep and referenced his infamous case, saying, G-Dep, after dancing with the devil, got high, walked into a police station, and confessed to a man 16 years earlier, now serving 15 to life. Where they do that at? 50 followed this with a photo of Diddy with Biggie Smalls, implying that Diddy was responsible for Biggie's death. 50 wrote in the caption, "Big dead after dancing with the devil." Next, 50 posted a picture of the late Craig Mack, who was involved in a controversial cult before his mysterious death in 2018. At first, it was thought that Craig passed from heart failure, but his family recently revealed he actually died from AIDS complications. But what really got people talking was when it came out that Craig Mack once admitted he thought about taking Diddy out because Diddy wouldn't pay him the money he owed. And that had fans wondering if Diddy had something to do with silencing Craig for good.
That's it. I don't think you know what you mean when you're saying that, man. You know what I'm saying? You know what type of dude I am. You know what kind of muscle I got. You know what I'm saying? Right now, you need to be in the studio. So I said, all right, meet me up there at 7 o'clock. And I went and got one of my man, I'm not going to mention his name either. He came with me up there, okay? And they saw him, and they felt back, because they was going to do something to me. But they didn't. So we talked about it, you know, came to definite, look, no cash, no record. I'm not going to be sitting here going in the studio all night, every night, busting, and I ain't seeing nothing from it. And you're making me feel like even if you did have the rest of that cash, us taking it to the next level is going to be a problem because there's going to be money problems. I can see it already. So I caught a couple of threats, a couple of, you know, passers-by in the street and everything else. I caught a couple of threats. And I was sitting there, going to pick up my sister from work. And I'm in her car. I'm driving her car to go pick her up from work. And I just was sitting in the chair and I was like, God, I'm so tired of everything that's going on. I was in my sister, I called my sister because we've known each other for so long, you know what I'm saying? It's like brother and sister, you know. But I was in my sister's car and I had in my lap. And I'm sitting there and I'm talking to God. I'm like, Lord, I don't want to do this. But if it comes to getting ugly where somebody's going to be trying to kill me, I'm going to have to do something first or do something to prevent that from happening. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, I'm frustrated. I really need your advice and your love right now. And I started flipping around the radio station, 660 AM or FM, one of them stations where the Supreme team used to be on. Early in the morning, and the dudes from Upper Hempstead would have that joints blasting. You know, so I was looking for that. And when I turned the station, all this gospel music came on. And it was this song I've never heard before in my life ever, but I knew that it was God talking to me. You know what I'm saying? Because of the way it made me feel emotionally, I broke down, started crying all over the place in the car. And I'm sorry. I was thinking about trying to do this to somebody, because it was really in my heart. You know what I'm saying? I was gonna do it. But I knew in my conscience also that that's not the right thing you're supposed to be doing.
He posted this photo of Craig with the leader of the cult he joined and captioned it, "Craig Mack after dancing with the devil. Puff all out the money. Now they praying for something good to happen. No Puffy juice." After this, 50 shared photos of former Bad Boy artists Shine, Loon, and Mace, pointing out that all of them found religion after cutting ties with Diddy. Shine switched things up and converted to Judaism in 2010, not long after he got out of prison. He spent almost 10 years behind bars for his role in that infamous 1999 nightclub shoot involving Diddy and his bodyguard. And he recently finally admitted that Diddy set him up.
When I was a 18-year-old kid, just wanting to do nothing other than make my mother proud and make Belize proud and do what all of us want to do, be recognized for our talent and take over the world. I was defending him, and he turned around and called witnesses to testify against me, and he contributed. He pretty much sent me to prison. So that is the context by which you must always describe that relationship. Yes, I forgave, I moved on, but let us not pretend as if I was in Miami for Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Well, I spent a birthday with him, man.
I
saw a birthday cake.
I went again to do a charity event for impoverished youth in London. So let us not lose sight of what the cold hard facts are. This was not someone who I vacationed with and who he and I enjoyed this great intimate relationship of brotherhood. This is someone who destroyed my life and who I forgave and who I moved on, and for the better interest of Belize, because he was in a position at that time to give scholarships and to maybe invest. I would not deny attempting to bring the investment to Belize and to bring the contributions to education to Belize, but don't distort it as if, you know, he and I were bombale. This is someone that destroyed my life.
Now, as for Loon, he left Bad Boy and converted to Islam in 2008. And while he originally planned to start his own label, he eventually decided to walk away from the music industry for good. Now, going back to Mace, he's hinted more than once in the past that Diddy has made a deal with evil and that the only way to fight him was to dedicate his life to God.
If the devil can use him aggressively, then I want you to know God could use me aggressively. Stirring up so much confusion is because for years, these guys have organized a mass organized effort to slander my name. Bring it before the elders. I reached out to his bishop. His bishop declined to mediate the situation. So why should we keep these same gatekeepers who have done nothing but exploited us and used our talents against us?
But what was it that Mace witnessed during his time on Bad Boy that made him go from a rapper to a pastor? It couldn't have been just Diddy's dirty business tactics. Rumor has it that those freak-offs included some type of rituals, and more reports are now surfacing about Diddy's alleged interest in the occult. And if you remember last year before Cassie's lawsuit went public, celebrity medium Sloan Bella made waves online when she posted this video claiming that powerful men in the industry harvest energy during the rituals with young people. And according to Sloan, Diddy's ex Kim Porter witnessed some of this and was planning to expose it in her book before her sudden and mysterious death.
And they are dumbing it down to the fact that they think that P. Diddy is on some kind of spree for removing people who speak about this because he's gay. That is not the issue. There are gay people, but what we're talking about here is ritualistic deviancy used to harness energy of a human being. Ritualized, thought out, planned specifically to rip the person down and hide behind their energy. But what if we're talking about a religion that hides behind the energy of the most innocent on this planet who are lit up energetically because it hasn't been broken?
Meanwhile, fans are starting to think that Diddy has been involved in some kind of occult practices for years. There's this video that Diddy posted on his IG a while back and then quickly deleted, where he's sitting in front of crystals, burning sage, and wearing a Biggie Smalls t-shirt. Some fans are now speculating that Diddy might be into witchcraft since he got this massive tattoo on his back, which many believe represents Izili Dantor, a goddess and powerful spirit in Haitian voodoo. But wait, it gets crazier. An old video from Diddy's former bodyguard Gene Deal has surfaced where he talks about full moon rituals that Diddy supposedly held with his Bad Boy crew. According to Gene, Diddy kept these rituals going every year on the birthdays of Kim Porter and Biggie Smalls. He claims that some seriously disturbing things went down during these events, including idol worship. And allegedly, this is the type of thing that made Mace want to turn to God and never deal with Diddy again.
Kim Porter's birthday was on the same day. And people was thinking that because of Puff gave his birthday party on her birthday, but it was bigger than that, and people don't understand that. And I think that he had almost told off on himself when he spoke about the winter solstice, and that's when the pagans and people who believe in the cult was looking for that moon on 12/12 at 12 a.m. And they were doing spiritual rituals at that time. That's when that was going to be the last day of the full moon. And that means that the seasons and all that stuff has changed, But when you get into that spiritual realm stuff, it was when people they went and they paid homage to certain sacrifices and homage to certain idols. And on the third day, they would drink, party, be merry, and the men would have with each other. If you don't believe it, look it up for yourself. It was when it was the last day of the full moon. And because it landed on 12, 12, and 12, that's when ritual sacrifices and prayers and everything was given to certain idols. And on the third day, they drank, they be merry and be happy, and the men would give gifts to each other and have sex with each other. So it was bigger than that. And he gave his day on my man's birthday. 3 days after the full moon, 3 days after the last moon, on 12/12, 12 a.m.
But if you think that was wild, there's also a resurfaced blind item suggesting that Diddy may have been involved in actual animal sacrifices. This blind item was originally posted back in September 2020 by Crazy Days and Nights. And it says, this wannabe rapper A-list mogul was on a yacht off the coast of France and sent someone to get a goat, a live goat. It was brought on the yacht and our mogul beheaded it in front of everyone there. So after hearing all this, it's really not surprising at all that Mace and the other artists who dealt with Diddy turned to God in different religions. As for Mace's reaction to Diddy's arrest and what will most likely be a long prison sentence, he recently did an episode of It Is What It Is, wearing an orange tie. And when grilled about it, Mace joked that the color doesn't represent anything in particular. But of course, he was making a clear reference to Diddy's future in a prison cell.
Mace, how you feeling today? Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. And the orange isn't representing anything today.
Not today, not today. I'm chilling today.
Chilling today. Okay.
It's just your tie supposed to say something. Yeah. It's saying something?
It could be. It just might be. It's a statement. That's why I asked.
All right.
But no statement to be made.
No statements to be made.
That heard you. Okay, today.
It might be code orange. It might be code orange. There's a lot going on these days.
Code orange.
Code orange.
Noted. The more you know, guys, the more you know.
But fans are saying that Mace is finally being vindicated because people used to mock and ridicule him for leaving Bad Boy and going against Diddy. One fan said, they tried so hard to make a joke out of Mace and call him stupid for walking away and lame and all that. But I have mad respect for anybody who values their soul over money. And another person added, he refused to pay you because you didn't accept the gay rituals. You earn my respect. So what do you think about all these rumors that Diddy was doing some ritualistic stuff at those freak-offs? And why do you think Mace and all these other Bad Boy artists turned to God and found religion after working with him?
That show in San Diego.
Yeah. I did 2 shows in San Diego.
How was that?
It was flames, man. Just to really, we did the full unplug, strip down. You know how when I do a show, I got pyro and stuff flying around.
So you had a pyro there?
No, it was none of that. It was stripped down. It was stripped down.
But the world we're in right now, it's really hard for y'all to discern what's real and what's true, And I've been seeing y'all memes and stuff. People be making memes. I see the memes. I see them now. Some of that stuff is funny. Some of it's funny. But I haven't addressed any of this publicly, but I just want to say this very clearly. I don't have to do with Puffy, so y'all can stop all their memes. I can stop all of that. I ain't been nowhere near no damn freak off. Listen, I do enough of my own. Don't be putting me in other people's. I ain't been nowhere near that man. I ain't did none of that stupid. So whenever y'all hear it, if somebody say that, It's a damn lie. I don't even like baby oil. That's not funny. but I haven't said that publicly. I just said y'all the first time. I usually don't respond to dumb stuff because it's like people get so many things. People say so much stuff, but that one your memes was doing too much. Y'all was having me mad.
I said people got heroes.
Yo, son.
I'm talking about you.
You talking about what you?
Heroes, but then you got that hero, that one hero. That's my brother Will Smith right here. Let's give him a round of applause. Happy Easter.
What's up, man? Family, what's the deal? What's happening, baby?
What's up, baby? I see we on you this quarantine pup talking to quarantine Will, and it's all it is ultra bright, radiant, glowing wisdom.
I love that. Yeah, we got our quarantine beards going on too. Our quarantine beards going on too.
It was intimate.
And it was like, intimate and just trying to with the new music, like people are all the way there, for the nostalgia. So I wanted to not have none of the bells and whistles and just try to, reconnect in the new space that, we'll be talking about in this live.
And I got to his crib and he's showing me around. This dude got like a chapel in his house.
Oh, wow.
I've never seen no shit like that. He got a whole chapel. I said, and then we just walking by all these rooms, and this one room, it was like the light was like, it was dark in there, and we just was walking by, but you could see, the door was open just a little bit, and you seen all these cameras, and you seen it was like a bunch of TV screens, and we walked by, I was like, what's in that room right there? And he was like, oh, and he opened it, and it was like 10 people sitting at computers just watching. It was like security, like just watching his house, just watching the whole shit. And that's when I was like, oh shit.
I don't have that.
This shit different.
I don't have that.
Yeah, you did. You did. I'm pretty sure. You got people trying to break in. I know you beefed up your security because they get.
Man, this video is very interesting, man. Remember to drop a like, man. We're gonna continue. Let's go.
Yeah.
Some status or some shit around here. You know why I got a whole fucking song named Will. I'm feeling like Will. So I done.
So you just ring the doorbell and tell security, yo, open the door. Let's join the loop.
Nah. I pushed the button at the gate. We got like 3 gates. I pushed the button at the gate, and the dude talked to me through the intercom and said, "What do you want?" And I said, "It's Jordan Lucas. I'm here to see Will."
He didn't say, "What do you want?" He did not say, "What do you want?" There are protocols of speech around here. He said, "Hello, sir. How may I help you?"
He said, "What do you want?"
And you heard what you heard. You heard, "Nigga, what you want?" That's what you heard when he said, "Sir, hello. How may I help you?"
I said, "What?" He said, "What do you want?" And I said,
"He didn't say what do you want."
I said, "Sir."
Nobody in this house says, "What do you want?"
I said, "Sir, I'm here." I said, "Sir."
Oh, so you said, "Sir." So you said, "Sir."
I said, "Sir, I'm here to
Joker.
I'm here to see.
Sir.
And my humble voice.
Hey, so you were doing like this.
I got my humble voice. I had my humble voice together, and so he was like, "What do you want?"
What do you? Yeah.
And I was like,
"Joker, you are hilarious."
I said, "Can I humbly please talk to speak to Will Smith,
please?" Boy.
He said, "Who are you?" I said, "I'm Jordan Lucas."
He didn't.
And every time I say who,
say who are you.
He says, "Who are you?"
He said the line that is strict protocol. He said, "Sir, may I have your name, please?"
That's what you think he said. I gotta fire them niggas because I'm telling you that's not what he said. He said, "What do you want?" And I said, "I'm here, sir. I'm here to see Mr. Will Smith." He said, "Who are you?" And I said, "I'm Jordan Lucas." And he said, "Who?" That's exactly what they always give me, the who? And that's when I start feeling like shit, like I'm not no. And then they asked me, "How many people are in the car with you?" Right? And I said,
"Now that he did say."
See, I'm not lying.
No. The whole beginning was a lie. The last 10 minutes was a lie. That was the first thing you said that was true. How many people are in the car with you?
They say, "How many people are in the car with you?" And I said,
"Hold up, put my. Come on. You got to accept me on TikTok, man. What you doing?
I already done accepted the invite.
You didn't. You didn't.
Y'all
you didn't.
All right. Accept.
There it is.
And
there we go.
Then.
All right.
We didn't just go through this shit. We didn't just do this.
We just did this, and somehow your youth is failing you.
No. Listen. After I get to they ask me how many people in the car, and I tell them, you know, there's 3 or 4 of us. And
3 or 4. So you said there's 3 or 4 of us.
I'm like, yeah, there's 4 of us.
So one of y'all jokers in the trunk.
They say,
one of y'all jokers in the trunk. How is it 3 or 4 of y'all? How you drove the whole way and you don't know if it's 3 or 4 of y'all in the car?
Because I'm counting the driver. So I know the driver's not coming in. So I'm like, shit, is it 3 or is it 4? You know, we just say 4. I say 4. The dude comes around with a long stick and a camera.
A long stick and a camera.
In the bottom of the car for bombs and shit. Like, I'm gonna come bomb your shit.
It's
check
not
for the bottom, check
like you gonna come bomb it.
So they check in for the shit, and then he opens the door and he goes, "Can I see some ID?" I'm like, "You want my ID?" They're like,
I'm joining
Lucas.
I'm joining
Lucas for my ID. They're like, "Man, we need your ID." So I'm boom, give him my ID. They're like, "This shit is expired." I'm like, my nigga, come on, bro. Like, yeah. It wasn't about to let me in because the shit was expired. But I'm like, all right, you know what? I said,
it could be fake. You could be somebody else.
So then they asked for Drew's ID.
Lucas. You could be Johnny Lucas, Joyner's brother.
Then I pull up after they gave me a hard time. They're like, look, you go past the lake and then bang a right at the mountain. Then take another left up the hill, and I'm like, what the fuck? Get there, take a left, right, and I'm like, oh shit, like this shit is crazy. Then I drive up to the house, the big ass Play-Doh house that you got, right? And I drive up there, it look like a big ass thing of Play-Doh, and I get up there, and then I get scolded by another 5 fucking security guards who asked me, the first thing that they asked me is how did you get past the first security guard?
No, not at all.
They say, hey, how did you get past the first security guards? I said, well, they just took my ID, and they was like, yo, just get in the house. They said, just get. Yeah.
Let me show you. I'm gonna show you an OG. This is an OG handling of these kind of situations. So watch this. You paying attention? Hey, brother, I apologize humbly for any inconvenience that you experienced coming to my house. You are welcome in this space, and it is my deepest pleasure and honor when you come to my home. And I will address anybody on this side that treated you with anything less than absolute honor and respect. Brother. My deepest, most humble apologies, brother.
That's why I love you, bro. There you go. Thank you, man.
You go. You see that?
That shit don't ever happen again.
Yes. No, it was, listen, somebody's getting fired right now.
Thank you.
Yes.
Fired them.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
We're at the top of our game. We got Money in the Bank. We got chart-topping singles. We just came off tour. It was traumatizing.
What would you do differently if you knew nobody would judge you?
Oh, snap. I wouldn't have cursed out that one executive at the record label that put me on the blacklist.
Did you actually invent the 360 deal yourself?
I wouldn't say I invented the 360 deal. As what I needed to do, everybody has the ability to sign a contract and to roll with whomever they want to roll. To roll with me, I needed to have more skin in the game.